Hey guys, what's up? It's Eli, of course, and I've got a video for you today. We're out here in beautiful Boise, Idaho, which is a much cooler place than I thought it was going to be. This is my first time here, and I'm out here with Ronnie Napolitano. We're at C4 Control and Conquer Combat Center in Boise. This is an awesome place to train. These guys had me come out this weekend to share some Jiu-Jitsu stuff. We did a lot of Jiu-Jitsu yesterday. We did a bunch of self-defense stuff, Jiu-Jitsu wise, and we also did some knife stuff today. That was a lot of fun. So lots of training over the last 2 days. And definitely wanted to get into some video time with Ronnie here, and we were talking about different topics amongst us after the seminar, and something that keeps coming up in the past and lately is generally white belt concerns, but across the board, the controversial idea of starting rolls from your knees. And because you get like very adamant opinions about it. You know, first of all, almost everybody does it. Almost everybody everywhere in every jiu-jitsu academy or gym, they start from their knees to some degree or another. Now, it may not strictly be like us facing here like this and just like, you know, dwarf wrestling from our knees this whole time, but to some degree or another, you're starting on the ground. The reason for that is because it's safer than taking two brand new people in that are a little bit incompetent with takedowns and trying to make them take each other down, because takedowns result in more injuries than anything else in grappling. So before people start to get more well-versed in takedowns, if you want to get them fast-tracked into grappling, you start them on the floor. So how do you start them on the floor? Well, generally from your knees. Now, I would say that I don't like people starting from their knees. Having said all that, but I do see the safety measure in it. I do see the benefit of it. I think that good alternatives to starting from your knees, if you don't want to just play straight takedowns right away because you're not good at them, is starting one person up, one person down. So in other words, like one of us is going to sit to guard and one of us is going to stand, because what's most of the match going to consist of anyway in a straight grappling match? About 85% or so is going to be passing guard and playing guard. And that's just the statistics. That's how things go. So we might as well start from that kind of entrance. So what that would look like is if he's standing up and I'm seated, then we're going to start something like this here, right? So I'm going to start to work my open guard systems. I might start seated, I might start supine like this here, and then we're already kind of in media res, as it were. So that's one way that we can start. Now, if you're in a place and you're like, you don't like the fact that you start from your knees, but you want to be respectful because the instructor says to start on your knees, my suggestion is this, and I'm going to give you guys like concrete things. So if you want to fast forward to where I'm actually giving you concrete examples of what to do if you have to start from your knees, I guess this is the point where you would do it. I do prefer myself to, instead of starting just flat on my knees like this, which is extremely unrealistic and really like hard to move around a lot, is to start one knee up, one knee down. When I start like this here, now essentially what I'm doing, I have kind of a driving force where I can drive forward, and if the other person is a little more overwhelming and I don't feel like I can drive them forward, then I can actually sit back and I can pull guard this way. So that way I have two different options, one driving forward, one pulling back, and that gives me a couple of decent options from starting from my knees, and it gets things kind of going. So we're not like stuck on our knees wrestling with each other, which is extremely unrealistic and doesn't tend to happen during a typical match or especially during a fight or anything like that. So having said all that, if you are going to start rather than one person up, one person down, and you do have to start from your knees, here's a couple of ideas of what you can do, because it is kind of weird to figure out how we operate from there. If we're starting like this, let's swap sides real quick. And we're starting on our knees, and I'm going to start with one leg up, one leg down, or whether he does or not. And so if he's just sitting here on his knees and we go to lock up, first of all, I don't want to be too directly in front of my opponent. Just like in any modality of fighting, I want to cut angles. So the better I can cut an angle from here, because if I try to take him down, his center line is facing me. He's got a good, strong, solid structure here like this. So a better way for me to do it is to be able to cut an angle. If I can cut an angle out to the side and I can get my good solid head positioning here like this, and I can maybe even achieve an underhook, and I can look here, now I can get like a knee tap on the outside. I could even turn this into something is like here, and then I've got a built-in guard pass right away because I was able to knee cut right off of the takedown. So what this one looks like again here is I can maybe start from collar tie or achieve my underhook. I've got one leg up, one leg down here like this, so this is going to be my driving forward variation, right? So if we get here like this, once I find this space inside here like this, I'm going to look to get my underhook here on this side. I'm going to knee tap on the outside, and I want to step my foot in the middle here so that once I hit that knee tap, I've got a built-in knee cut pass right off the bat. So it's a pretty simple, direct approach, but it's a really good one to try to start with, because anything he does to try to shut me down from that opportunity is gonna give me a new opportunity to go straight into. Again, like I said, if we're here and I'm starting from knee up and knee down, and this guy, he's not letting me get any kind of angle, and he's just a big, strong guy, and I know I'm not gonna move him forward and back, then I can go and I can sit and I can start to pull back and I can play my guard from here. So essentially, with one little sit back like this, I've achieved my butterfly guard. Now I can start moving in, and now I've essentially done the same kind of thing. Now I'm gonna use my butterfly guard to start to cut the angle, and I've got built-in sweeps from here. So with one kind of pretty easy transition from here, now I've got my underhook achieved, or overhook, either way, however you play butterfly guard. My head is gonna be on the inside position here like this, and then from there, whether it's my underhook or my overhook, and I keep this hand from posting out. Now when I go to hit my butterfly sweep, I'm gonna tuck this arm inside, I'm gonna fall over to my left shoulder, and my right foot is gonna kick up and over this way. And now I've essentially swept, and again, once straight into my passing position, so I can bypass a lot of the standard issues that I have to kind of deal with passing a closed guard or a half guard or anything like that. So I've got a driving forward kind of takedown into a knee cut, knee tap to knee cut, and I've also got sitting back to pull into butterfly guard. Now, another one that I like a lot from here too, that I think is pretty cool, is that sometimes off of here this way, when he's giving me some kind of a grip this way, if I can get his arm across, and sometimes this can just be something as simple as like I drag his arm to begin with here. Whenever he's giving me this arm, it can be something as simple as me kind of getting to an outside 2-on-1. I'm gonna reach over and I'm gonna grab the lat back here by his armpit, and then I'm gonna drive here, one, like this. If he doesn't stop me, again, I'm gonna drive straight back over, and I've got my knee cut built back in. If he doesn't like this and he wants to resist back into me from here, then I'm gonna cut from here, I'm gonna collapse this foot in like a windshield wiper, and I wanna kick up and across this way. I can ride the momentum over sometimes, and again, straight back into a knee cut here once again, and I've got his arms folded up, so I've got a good passing position. I've already almost established my side control. What this looks like again here, this is based off of Sumegeishi from standing. And essentially, I'm gonna get to this outside control. This could have been that, like, from here, I was able to drag the arm back across here. I want my lead arm to go from here up and across to the far side lat. So I'm hooking here by the armpit. I'm gonna start to look to drive across. Again, he doesn't stop me. We're gonna wind up in this cross-side position where I'm already passing his guard. If he does stop me by resisting inside, this foot's gonna hook. I'm gonna pull back inside, and I'm gonna roll back and across like this way, okay? Now, some little fun extras you can put on that is that I can use that to pull straight into a leg entanglement too. So if you're a leg lock player, you can go straight into a knee bar or possibly saddle position off of this too. So now we're getting a little fancy. But if I get this drug across here this way, and then I go to pick him up at this position here, right? Look, now the knee bar is accessible to me right here. So I can go straight to knee bar off of this, or possibly sit back into a saddle position, and now I can start attacking all the fun leg locks from here as well, right? So what that looks like, rather than just kicking him over into the passing position, is once I get here this way, I'm gonna set him up this way. Now straight into the knee bar, like this here. When I go for the knee bar, I'm gonna cross my two ankles, I'm gonna fall over to the side. I'm tucking his toes underneath my ear. I'm pinching my ear and shoulder together over here. I'm grabbing the heel like this. I'm butterfly gripping here on my wrist. My two ankles are cross pulling in, not figure forward. I hip into it, and I take my head to the floor, so I get that rotation as well as extension on his leg like that. Rather than getting the arm drag on this side here, like we looked at a while ago, if I get the arm drag across from here, essentially I can sit back into my butterfly, and I can use this to windshield wipe my foot back inside, and then as I go to pick up here, I can get this backside leg here. So I'm going into this position here where I'm in the saddle now, and I can start to sit up. We can start to attack the legs off of here. So again, obviously, I've got other videos on the different attacks from this position, but we've got straight foot lock, we've got reverse grip foot lock, we've got the clover leaf off of here, we've got knee bars, we've got heel hooks, all kinds of cool stuff off of that position. But one more time on this one is I get here, I get this pulled across, I've got my up leg in the middle, and then as I go to sit down, I windshield wiper this inside. I'm gonna lift him like I'm gonna flip him over my head, but as I go to do that here, it pulls the bottom leg inside if he doesn't wanna like flip over onto his back and allow me to get on top of him. So whenever I get to that position here, I adjust, and now we're in the saddle with all those good leg attacks. I think the big takeaway from the idea of starting from the knees, or whether to start from the knees or not starting from the knees, is one, Yes, start on the ground in some kind of position, right? You can start positionally, like wherever you want to start, mount, guard, side control, whatever. You can start one person up, one person down, already in kind of a passing position. These are all to avoid the dangers that come along with inexperienced people trying to do takedowns right off the bat, because it can be a dangerous thing. So until you get good at takedowns, yeah, you're gonna have to start on the floor somehow, and these are some different options of what you can do. If you're forced, because the place you train at, to start from your knees, then I think that a good alternative is to start here like this, so you're not actually starting in guard, and you're not actually starting on both knees down. So anyway, I hope there's some good takeaways in that for you, and a lot of these will translate into different guard positions and different kind of standing positions, even if you play them right. Again, thank you very much to Ronnie Napolitano here, at Control and Conquer Combat Center. I said it right that time, over here in Boise, Idaho. If you're in Boise, come train with this guy. He's got a great group of people in here that train their asses off this weekend, and it was fantastic, and I hope to get out here pretty soon. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep watching Night Jiu-Jitsu channel.